I can't tell if I'm actually in the room or not. Matter of fact,
I
let
can't
me.
see you, and that's kind of weird.
You what?
I can't see you.
You can't see me. Well, you can hear me because of my computer. I'm trying to actually get in using my phone.
Um, oh, well, I think you would have to use another account in theory, but I don't 100% know. Yeah, I kind of want to get rid of this Uber thing now that I realize we don't need it, but just in case Maria shows up, I'm not going to shut it down. Uh, um, um, the Twinkie commercial will begin shortly. Please stand by. Uh, Hello. Okay. All right. Um, I guess we're gonna switch to private one, and I guess or not. Oh, you're in. Are you? Got your picture. Okay. Oh, wow. Audio. Amazing.
I don't think you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Huh?
I can hear you.
Oh, cool. There can be miracles. Alright, I guess that'll have to work. Had to go through my computer because someone wouldn't contact me through my phone. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Sorry. I didn't design this stuff.
Well, yeah, but you're more knowledgeable about it than me. And all I know is that I can't exactly answer a call on my phone unless someone calls me.
I know that, but I can't call you. It's like I told you before. You have to come in through Uber for the live. And,
Okay.
you afraid to be?
I'm afraid of what?
Are you afraid to be live?
No, I see a big, well, not a big, I see a little live button in the upper right-hand corner of Google Plus. I just don't like Uber.
Oh, yeah. I can't blame you. I'm not saying I like it, but that I set it up for Maria, who I for some reason didn't recognize you. But you know, people like the Twinkie show. I can see it right here that our Twinkie show is awesome. So
You would. Why? Why did you leave it on Twinkie? You totally would. It's such a Dave thing to do.
it is. It's true.
Let me see if I can.
Well, I was only like asleep, like you know, 45 minutes now it seems to go. But I would have preferred to sleep than to do the hangout that just apparently just incompatible with my schedule. But here we are doing it anyway. So.
Well, yeah, that's not my fault. You're just totally stuck with your, what's the word, with your, stuck to your commitments. That should have been your priority, dude.
Well, yeah. So here we are. But it would have been nice if it went a little better. Two people did drop by, which I've never experienced before.
Vibe.
Huh?
A couple of people kept going in and out of the room, from what I saw.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But yeah, then they just said that they had other chats to be a part of and are doing something else. So they're pretty nice about it. But I don't have as much experience in this as Michael has in it, who was the one who, prompted me to do this or whatever. So
I hate it when people do that. You're not going to actually do it yourself. Don't have other people doing it for you. But I digress. Anyways, moving on. So what you think about tonight?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
I can talk about some things that I've been messing around with.
Sure.
All right. So I started. Okay. So I know it's not necessarily a magic type conversation, but it can easily. A lot of the concepts behind magic and the like can link into any spiritual, to the theoretical aspects that most tend to want to talk about. But I actually experimented with, I guess, evocation of the planetary angels or archangels or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I went through all seven. But
It's not
go ahead.
7.
Come again? Oh, five. It could be five. Yeah, five. My bad.
Not
Five.
5 either. They're way more than that. They kind of,
Well,
they're all one being, but they go
plan.
by names
Hey,
Yeshua and Lord Maitreya and you
hey,
know
hey.
Mother
Keep in
Mary.
mind, planetary, as in we're talking about the archangel that normally rules the moon, i.e., Gabriel, or the archangel that rules Venus, which is Haniel, or the archangel that rules Saturn, which is Zadkiel. Yeah, Zadkiel.
They rule
Um,
Saturn. I would say they probably have their energy with it, but
yeah,
rules.
hey, leave me alone, man. Language on this one, I'm still trying to get a bearing because I know there's the intelligence and then there's the angel, and I'm like, I don't know or understand exactly the difference there, but I digress.
Switch to live Twinkie.
Um, huh?
It's time to
What?
switch to live Twinkie view.
You would.
I would.
Now we get the good old numbers, $101.79 or 179 pennies. But I digress. But anyways, I went through uh, Venus, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. So five. I went through five. Um, over the past couple of weeks. And I have to say my favorite was actually not Ketamel, Kamael, uh, Archangel of Mars, only because it was probably the most clearest to hear, even though, that was another thing. Lot of literature referred or preferred and emphasized scrying um, over listening, which I tend to hear better. Zafkiel was pretty obstinate about my scrying rather than, or at least communicating to me via visuals rather than voice or vocal. Actually,
Cool.
huh? That is a feedback loop. What happened
Yeah,
there?
I created that. I started the YouTube feed just because I was um I'm updating the conversation on the internet so that some people might be able to watch. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, video. I'm playing around, messing around.
Oh
I
wow,
was
your icon's sort of back. It looks like it disappeared. Maybe it was like a bandwidth limitation, but it's back.
back. Come again?
Your icon's back. It's just like your picture was gone for a while.
Let's fix that. No, I had pressed the camera on and off button. That was on purpose. You don't see it anymore, right?
No, your picture came back for a while, and then yeah, you're right, it's gone completely.
Yeah, I did that. That was on my part. Okay, so anyways, so I'm kind of I did all five. Some of my peers have said that working with Kamael has made me very antagonistic, or I don't know. I had a lot of spiteful comments that I was using as comedy, but whatever. But so yeah, my next goal is trying to get a grasp of scrying because I think that's yeah. Not that I'm weak in it. I mean, if I'm able to kind of see visions and dreams, I would imagine that scrying is essentially the same thing, just with your eyes open, which I don't like. So yeah, that's that. That was my. That's. Do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, so you're saying that Gabriel was kind of tangy? Is that what I'm hearing?
Tangy. I didn't taste Gabriel. That felt so wrong.
You didn't like Gabriel?
No, I like Gabriel. Actually, she, he, it um, taught me how to hear everyone.
Yeah.
Um, hmm?
I know that that's one of their specialties, communication.
Well, yeah, particularly her, it, he, her area because of the associations with the moon, and the whole spiritual aspects of the moon and the like.
Oh,
Um,
wait. So Gabriel is feminine?
well, he, she, it. The
Oh,
moon itself is feminine, but I will admit that
oh,
the voice definitely
I
was
didn't know
leaning.
that. Yeah, that's feminine
Yeah.
energy. Okay, I did not know that.
Um, so while I was attempting to communicate with her, the first half of before she actually was clear, I was seeing uh, creepy images of my being pregnant and all this other crazy stuff because the moon also rules womanhood and pregnancy and the like. And then now on a total funny tangent, seeing images of Sailor Moon too. That was pretty funny too. But um,
So you see these images in your head, and then you say, well, that's psychic ability, and this is communication. Is that how it goes, or how does that go?
well, here's the thing. At least with me, what I have found, because I'm still a newbie. After doing this 5 different freaking times, I'm still not really fully grounded. But usually, what happens with me, first off, I try not to eat as much as possible. Keep my diet really light. I found that it's very hard to get into a deep enough trance or meditation to actually be receptive to any of that stuff. So once I am receptive, I start seeing visions and the like, which can be just I think for like I said with Gabriel, it was a lot of lunar type imagery, and since the moon will sleep, I guess that was also why things were much more clearer whenever dream wise or the visions were. Um, but my eyes would be closed. I don't do the whole scrying, looking into the water or crystal, with the imagery stuff. I haven't done that. Instead, I just keep my eyes closed and I meditate. And usually I see visions, and eventually I start hearing voices. And soon, eventually, I am able to pick out or discover who the entity's voice is, or the voice of the entity. So in Gabriel's case, its voice was very, at least to me, was very clear in comparison. I think only Kamael, Mars's, was second clearest. And he was actually really talkative too. So, yeah, I just listen. If I have questions, I ask. If I need help with something, I'll ask. I can definitely vouch that uh, I had asked to understand how the whole spirit thing works, and from Gabriel, and a whole slew of crap happened. Not really crap. It was not crap. A lot of changes and problems and more problems happened that following Sunday. So yeah, that was. Go ahead.
Okay. So when you hear voices, it's just like, so is that a meditative state, or you can just do it right now and it's already, you're hearing the chatter already?
Meditative state. You know, I can't vouch for everyone else because I do know, like, you know, for some people on YouTube, they do regular videos of talking to certain entities and angels and whatever, and they're like, oh, this person is saying blah, 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 as if they're holding a normal conversation. And with me, you know, it's like the first layer of quote unquote voices that I hear is my own mental chatter. Then the second or third or, the finer tuned layer is actually the entity I'm actually trying to communicate with.
Oh.
So at least that's the best way that I can describe it. But I prefer and I take pride in the fact that it's only through meditative state. Otherwise, I feel like it would be sincere. Otherwise.
I don't pretend to know much about it because I'm not interested in it, but I know that's out there or available, and it took me a while to figure out that a channel. I've been doing it for years. Well, everybody channels. They just maybe not conscious of it, but it all works through that same link. It's interesting how you can hear 2 or 3 voices or more at once, or 2 or more, kind of aspects. So that's what's interesting to me.
Yeah. Well, hey, I have no comment on it. It is what it is. I'm the chick who believes that everyone's process and everyone's experience is different. So maybe there are some people who are like, yeah, I can totally scry and it's totally easy, and like if you can't scry, you're an idiot. And I'm like, why do I have to keep my eyes open to scry? Why can't I just dream?
What's the definition? Huh? I know, because it sounds like writing or something.
From what I understand, and like I said, I'm, Zadkiel emphasized pretty much in his own way. Emphasized, you're going to learn how to do this skill, or I'm just going to be a pain in your ass. But scrying is essentially, let's say that have you heard of using a black mirror for meditation?
I have sort of. Bashar would say, what the hell was that?
I don't know.
Hey, Morgana.
Whoa! Surprise!
Maria.
Good to have you.
I just got the I just read the.
Oh no.
Yeah, you are. Yep, hang up.
Oh, okay. Is this being recorded?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the goal, anyway. I don't think it's gonna make the video, but whatever. It's try number 1, so maybe try 52 or something.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's really audio conversation unless I get on camera, and then it'll just be me on camera. But it's open to the public too, so we could get questions, or someone could pop in and disturb us, or make it. I don't know.
That would be fun, actually.
Cool.
I can do it again. Wait. I invited 25 just to say that, so I could do it one more time.
Okay.
Here, I'll do it.
I had no idea I was going to be able to do this until just now, so I didn't invite anyone because I didn't know that Uber was going to work.
Brianna got Uber working. It wasn't me. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So is that the same Brianna from that chat site?
Say again?
Is that the same Brianna from that chat site with Chicky?
I meant you, Bree.
Oh,
Bree. Sorry.
Please call me Ariel or Morgan. Here's one.
Oh, okay. But so your full name isn't Brianna?
No, I would rather not if this is going to go live. No, my name is not Brianna. We'll keep it that way.
Sorry. It is Bree, right? I have been saying Bree for a long time.
Yeah. Okay, fine. You can stick with Bree, but do not say my full name. Thanks.
Bree Rumpelstiltskin. Sorry. Right?
Yeah. Actually, have you seen Once Upon a Time?
Yeah, I have. I like that show, but
I love myself some Rumple. Rumpelstiltskin rocks.
I can't.
Mine's still like
muffled. Bree sounds muffled. I can hear David very clear. But Bree sounds very muffled.
True. It's all kind of yeah.
I just saw Dave's boobs. I was not happy to see Dave's boobs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like, why did I move that camera? I don't know, but you know, I don't dress in front of the computer. I think that's what you guys wanted to know, right?
What? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Do I sound any better?
Some,
To me, you sound same muffled.
yeah.
The deal is, unless maybe my microphone isn't kosher or whatever. I've done what I could. Oh, hold up. Let's see here.
So what's the subject of the conversation now?
Maybe we make a new one.
Well, Dave was asking me what scrying was, and I was talking to him about my experiences with, I guess, evoking, or is it invoking? I don't know. I think it's both. The planetary angels, and he asked me about scrying. And I was going to, the best of my ability, describe what people say it should be, and then maybe talk about what I think about what people say it should be. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. I was just checking. So, like, to answer your question, Dave, scrying is the whole Black Mirror, or some people have said a crystal, or a bowl with dark fluid, or whatever. The idea is that you should be able to kind of get into a daydream-like trance. You know how when you're daydreaming and you're kind of in, you
Okay.
do see things, you're just in a different state, really. In my
Bashar,
opinion, go
yeah.
ahead.
Well, Bashar talks about something where you get in front of a mirror and it's dark and you look in it and you start to see things. He uses a different word for it. I'm not sure he calls it scrying.
Well, that sounds like scrying. Like I've said, I've read different, like, I've read that it's scrying, I've read it's like reading your own energies or balancing your own energies. I've heard different concepts of it, but all in all, you know, essentially you are directly tapping in to, I guess, the visual aspect of the spirit stuffs, and you're seeing stuff that's actually relevant. My thing is, why do I have to have my eyes open? Why can't I just close them and get into a dreamlike state and do the exact same thing? That's my only thing. But, like I said, Zach Hill was pretty obstinate otherwise. He practically would only show me imagery, and I'm like, okay, I get your point. I'll try to learn the actual process, the procedures.
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah. So did we lose Maria or?
No, I'm just listening. I have to listen very intently to understand what Bree's saying because he's muffled. I heard that. Oh, but I wanted to ask you, have you tried that dark mirror thing in the dark? Does it have to be completely dark?
Like I said, I personally am messing or experimenting with just using a black bowl full of water. Some people have said that it's black. Some people say that the room has to be dark. I think Dave can explain that a bit more, because that's something that his teacher or whatever was talking about, though. So, Dave, I'm giving you the floor on that one.
I don't remember him talking about it. How did you get that?
You just said a few seconds ago that I do recall so-and-so saying...
All right. Let me repeat what I remember, because I was even going to do this, but I didn't. But Bashar said you had to get a mirror, put yourself in a dark room, and then light it with candle, very light. And then you, in that darkness, you're supposed to look in the mirror, and you will see past lives or something. It was very specific as an exercise, and it's a really old exercise that has an old name. that people used to do. I mean, they could try and just Google it here, but it had a very specific name, like scrying.
So have you tried
I've
that?
heard of that too.
No, I was going to do it. I just never did. I mean, I bought a candle and a mirror and everything because I don't own any candles and I don't own any mirrors either. So, or don't anymore.
I think I've done things like that in the past, in several different states of mind, and sometimes like on drugs when I was younger. But I don't think, I thought I saw things, but I don't think I saw anything in particular. I always think I see something, but it's just, things change, I see certain things, and I see but nothing in particular.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I'll try it again, but I don't know. I mean, not everybody gets to see their past lives. I don't even know if it's really beneficial to see that or know that. Is it?
It's practice,
Well,
I would say.
well, I think it's a tool. That's kind of on par with, is it really beneficial to actually use cards to card read, in my opinion. It really does depend on if you have a very specific thing that you're looking for, and you make you're the one who decides whether or not it's worth it, rather than just by essence of the practice alone, it's not worth it.
Okay. I found the name.
If you're
Not to interrupt you, it's Psychomantium. That's what Bashar found it, and I put it on the wiki. So that's the name.
You said Psychomantium?
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
I think it's possible that some people...
I'm hearing whale noises in the background.
Well, I'll mute myself and let you guys talk until it's my turn.
Oh, but I thought the whale noises were kind of cool. Darn you, Dave. Taking away the whale noises.
That's my neighborhood, so quiet.
Oh, so it's not whale noises. It's ambulances. It's kind of cool how, like, there's a very, very slim difference between the two, odd, sound-wise. But anyways, you got something you wanted to talk about, Maria? Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Is Maria gone? She left us.
That would. Oh, maybe Bree can only hear you through my computer. Say something now.
Oh, wait, that would explain everything. Why I sound muffled, because that would be a two-way thing. How the heck why?
It's supposed to patch in. Uber is supposed to patch in direct, but maybe in this case, Proof and Point, it doesn't work or some crap. I mean, maybe I didn't press a button. I can double check.
You know what? I'm in the future. I'm happy. I'm proud to say that I'd probably just stick with what I know in the future until we get that kind of.
Well,
why is it taking so long for my computer to load the control panel? What a pain. Anyways, don't mind me.
So you can hear us now? You can hear Bree now, Maria?
I hear her, but it's muffled.
Okay.
It's still muffled.
So it's coming from me, so I can't mute myself, but I don't know of any other way how to patch it in at the moment. It's just, I thought it would digitally do it, but if it isn't, it isn't.
But I was going to say, what if someone's past life wasn't even here? What if it's something what if your past life is something that you cannot even consciously understand?
You can't consciously understand it. I mean, you can go in there and feel the feelings, the rape or the killing or the.
What if it's not anything
nice
like
child.
that? What if it's not? What if it wasn't in this dimension? What if it was completely different?
Correct. You're correct. It doesn't. Yeah, there's not physical lifetimes. There's
right.
other physical in there and
people who
more.
don't think that they actually. Yeah. What if it isn't? Then it's almost what if it's also kind of almost even pointless for them to know? What if it has very little to do with...
Correct. It is pointless,
life?
but it's not, because the soul, our souls, all of them, they're networked, you know, to these lifetimes, and they pass the information between the different lifetimes on purpose, because it's like we're all exploring, whether we know it or not. We're all just explorers. We just came here to explore ourselves, because everything is ourselves. But the point for the soul is, it sees, oh, let me take this piece of information, this experience here, and pass it to the rest of my aspects, so that they have it, so that they can expand on it, you know, do something with it, maybe, you know. So that would be why you could be sitting there and
I don't know about that. I mean, aren't we just like a culmination of all our past anyway? So our present should explain the past. What is the point of consciously trying to understand the past, especially if the past is something that we cannot mentally really...
No, I'm with you. And it's not the past. Everything is now. So there are no past lives. It's passed on immediately. There is apparently, according to Adamus, linearity. There is some sort of linearity, but mainly it's all time is now. All experiences are now. I mean, we say that Robin Williams is dead, but he's not dead. He's right here. He's right now. And it's just the same with Elvis. They're still here. They've just removed their physical shell from this particular Earth, planet, or whatever you want to call it. It's not, but they're not gone. Just different.
I might try to do... What?
Okay.
No, go ahead.
What was that noise?
That was brief.
That was me. I'll let you guys, because that's a slightly different paradigm. Part of it I can subscribe to, others I'm not too, certain about. So, yeah, I'm gonna let you guys let speak with and exchange common dialogue, but I can't really, vouch or say anything.
Oh, I lost my train of thought.
It's not important. It never is.
I know.
Yeah, everything is bad.
I'm gonna try. Oh, I know. I remember. I'm interested in trying those kind of exercises, but especially when it comes to specifically knowing about the past or the future or anything like that. I don't feel like I've ever been given really good juicy pieces of information when I was consciously trying to. I feel like it just.
But do you want that? I mean, who really wants to remember the bad stuff or good stuff? Even good stuff. Never.
I don't know if
people never remember the good stuff usually too. It's bad stuff.
Yeah, if anything, I would rather ask for some sort of information or something that I need to know that will help me, to help me in what I want to do or something. So I don't think the exercise itself is pointless, because no exercise is pointless, but I think that most of the time when I've gotten experiences and things happen that I thought were truly magical was not when I was wanting or expecting. I always get something, not always, but sometimes I've gotten things that were much, much better than what I was asking or expecting to.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. I would try that. I have a feeling it's not going to really... I know my experiences and I know myself. I have a feeling that for me, it doesn't... Whenever I try to do something organized that way, something, okay, I'm going to set about to do something, it's not where the magic happens, for me anyway. Usually it surprises me.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Okay. You remember Sophie, right?
No.
No, Sophie, who asked for readings all the time? Sophie?
No.
No?
No.
Sophie from Jersey on Spirit to Chat, Mystic?
No. I've been away from Mystic for a long time. I don't remember.
Okay, well, if you don't remember Sophie, let me just give you a reminder of her character. I only got to see her in a video once. She lives somewhere near you, or used to, and she's small and kind of cute. She's not bad, but Sophie would just always come on the room and ask for a reading, if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
So the reason why I identify that energy, it's very close to people who are interested to the soul. And what I mean is, let's go to a hypnotherapist and regress me, and I want to know about this past life, and I want to know about this past life, but they turn it into a almost a habitual Sophie thing. It's like, tell me about my future, tell me about my boyfriend, you know, tell me, and that's the same. So caught into this past life, or really concurrent, simultaneous incarnations, is how Bashar likes to say it. So that's why I don't get super serious in it.
This reminds me of a post that I read today. Somebody said, and I think it's true, once you read for someone, it puts them on like this cycle of wanting more readings. They always want you to say more and more and more and explain the same thing over and over.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So that's it can be kind of a problem.
I agree.
So.
Yeah. I was going to say something about, in my class, I mean, teachers have had us working on, I'm going to look at that in a minute, Bree, but our teachers have had us working on past lives or access into other things we've done on purpose. Sometimes they want us to download like mastery or skills through that. But they've even don't become as Sophie. Don't turn into a past life crazed person who's just got to get in there, and it just, so they warned us, even our class, just a little sentence, and then that's all they said. It's just kind of like that.
I wonder to myself whether a large chunk of these so-called exercises, which are mental, if they help at all. I think something that I wish that I want to do more, that I used to do before I had any knowledge of all these mental concepts of what it is and mental awareness of spiritual things, is that I was proving it to myself from interaction with people. And people reflect what's going on, internally within you, and that's proof. I think that a lot of people, including myself, have gotten farther away from that, and it's just more about everything's mental exercises, mental concepts, mental talking about spiritual things. I don't know how much progress can be made by that.
Yeah, that's true, and that's why sometimes talk is cheap, or something.
Well, many times it is. I think that instead of those kind of things, I think it's much more valid when when life proves it to you. I think about that a lot, and when other people prove it to you, because other people are a validation of what your inner truth really is. Instead of you thinking, if you think I've gotten better, I think I've progressed, I think a lot of things, but your outer world will give you a real reflection of what's really going on in your mind, your subconscious mind, and things like that. And I had more experiences of that when I was younger. And when I was younger, I had very little ability to verbalize all these things that I'm much better at now. But I think it's the balance. I think I think we've gone so farther away from that, the ability to share and talk, which is wonderful. But I don't know how healthy that is.
Well, I'm with you.
To live all in the intellect, and a lot less, because it makes you not want to, or less interested to live in the body. And we've chosen to be in the body. We have a lot more senses than the mind.
Everybody's into intellect. They really are. I mean, that's where I come from. I didn't.
Because of the internet, though. There's so much intellect candy on the internet.
Good point. It is. Yeah. And there's so many people into intellect. I once had a conversation with someone about emotions, because I don't know if you've heard my speech about how emotions tell us our truths, something I learned from Abraham. So I was telling them, learn to listen to your emotions, because they're communication to you, Positive is really you, and negative is where you lie to yourself. But one time this person said to me, "You can't trust your emotions. What are you, crazy?" I mean, that was straight out of the intellect. It's just kind of like, emotions are danger because you'll stab someone, you're so emotional, or some other thing. I don't know. It was kind of weird.
But I mean, do you hear us? But do you know what's funny is that now we're able to say with our intellect, trust our emotions, but this has become a concept. It's become an intellectual concept from the mind to trust our heart instead of the mind. Everything's coming from the mind.
Yeah,
And
it's communion. But let's let Bree talk and not leave her in the background unless she wants to be. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll take that as a sign. She didn't unmute herself. Or, oh, she's having issues with her microphone. Okay.
oh,
But you can still enter the call through Uber if you want. I mean, no picture, but it at all.
Breathe on Google.
Yeah.
Oh, if she calls in on Uber, I could probably hear her.
Oh, well,
Maybe.
you can hear her through me, but yeah, then I could actually mute myself, and you two could talk, and it's like, it should work just fine, I think.
I'm wondering if it could be a much clearer three-way conversation.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That would be true, too. So if phone works, then phone works. I'll put the number back in the chat one more time, just in case she lost it. If she wants that option, don't matter to me. But
I can't hear Bree at all.
you can't what?
I can't hear her at all.
Oh, she's quiet, but she said it was again the microphone problems. The microphone. So, she's got the number now. Yeah.
How many people can call in through Uber?
Oh, tons. We could have 20 people, and it's just like Hangouts. It's like they tried to combine the two, and I guess through my microphone, that's how it works currently, unless I figure out what I'm doing wrong, because I don't know. Uber is basically a conference call. You know what that is?
I do.
So.
Oh yes, you sound so much clearer. I can hear you now.
Okay. I got your other one connected muted, so no feedback.
Well, yeah, I just what's it called? I muted my computer, so it's not an issue anymore.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, this is so much better. This is better, yeah. through sort of develop more. So which one are you going to develop more? And in my experience, once you decide to develop like that verbal and writing and reading ability, that other magical. I don't entirely think that. I'm kind of like with that philosophy. You know, it's more like just letting go of the resistance. The resistance really comes from the intellect.
Well,
You know?
I think things are planned. So, I mean, I think the surprise is an illusion. You know, it's like it's all planned mostly. There's like very little in reality that we don't know in advance. You know, and well, it's like we don't know how the shift is going to go, or we've already created it and now we're just kind of walking it. That's sometimes what they say.
Well, it's hard to prove, and I'm open to that, but I would rather make use of what that it's going to happen, that I have no
well, you absolutely, you have free will. You have it right here in this second. But the truth is, we have free will, but we don't have free will. It's like we have free will to choose pain, negativity, and to continue living. Because in some ways, that's what living is. It is some pain and negativity. It's like we have free willed ourselves into our own traps of I got to work this job and be here for my family, and I can't go on vacation because I don't have enough money, and I can't leave my family behind. They got to come with me, so we'll need thousands more dollars and vacation rental, and we'll need all this stuff in place before we could
But
even.
your example is not that we don't have free will. It's just like human fear and human excuses get in the way of using
No,
our
we
free
don't
will.
have free will, Maria. I mean, I can give you an exact example right here in this call. I mean, just drop the call and turn to the Pacific Ocean, which turn west for you, and just walk to the ocean. I mean, that is a free will example. Will anybody do it? Probably not. It's really stupid. But the point is.
Yeah, again, you're showing not that we don't have free will, but that we choose not to use it, basically, through
correct.
laziness.
Oh, I like that. That is awesome. You're right. Correct. We choose not to use it because we are limited. We are bound. We do not have freedom. We have to go to work in the morning, and I got to pay my rent. And if I walk to the ocean, what would my son do? It's just kind of, I know.
Okay, so what is it? Pinpoint exactly what that is that you're describing.
I'm talking about not free will. We've trapped ourselves. We don't have freedom, is what my teacher
but we have
said.
trapped ourselves through our will.
We have trapped ourselves through bullshit. Go ahead.
Through our free will, right?
Let's give Bree the floor. Bree has the floor.
Okay. I don't disagree with what Dave says, and I don't entirely disagree with what Maria is saying. But I will say that, all right, so we have free will, okay? Now, I kind of like to look at things in terms of control. If it's not practical and applicable, it kind of falls through the cracks.
Okay,
so you can't talk about emotions without actually talking about how it can be used.
Let me tell you what I know and why I give this free will speech, okay, is in non-physical, where we are all based out of, I mean, that is where we come from. That's really who we are. This is just our game down here. We're just playing Monopoly, but that big space up above of the Sims or above Monopoly, that's who we really are. So we came down here to play this game, but we know that down here in Monopoly, we don't have freedom, that we have all these attachments to our family and to our boyfriend, girlfriend, and all these other things. The job, I got to work a job for car insurance. The point is They know we don't have freedom. We know at the top level, everybody down here wants freedom. They might not know it as that word, but the point is, everybody in the game of Monopoly here wants freedom. They all want it. Bottom line, we're just tired of it. So the point is, we are creating freedom in the Monopoly. We're installing an up where you will no longer have to say, well, I don't have a car, and I don't have a boyfriend to go with me, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. It'll just stop because you will have true freedom, because that's really what's coming. That's my speech.
You know, I can agree with that, and
Good
well, what
question.
do you think is it? Well, it's the power to create our reality. But I have a distinct feeling that I have created everything. Oh, it's echoing. I have that feeling.
Okay.
I can't hear anything, David. Oh, no.
I muted
Yeah,
myself.
I'm sorry.
Feedback. All right. Well, this is how I know free will. A long time ago, we didn't used to have it. That's just the truth.
Will. Actually, free will, the kind of concept of free will is actually that we're able, all three of us can actually talk about that without any issues.
Yeah.
Will, on the other hand, is something that I'm a little, as Maria was talking about will, and I'm like, is that will?
It's not an
But it's
easy
easy to
concept
will.
to talk about. I'm going to go on the record and say that because in our class recently, and this is true, only in the last few weeks, we started working with an energy or an application called the ray of will and power. Now, I don't know that I can explain it 100% to you, but I mean, will is just kind of, if it is anything, it's kind of a force. It's not like a brutal force or negative. It is just kind of like I have will, I have will. I want to create this. I don't know if that matches.
Yeah,
but
the power to create the thing that you desire at that moment, the thing that you think will make you happy, the thing that you want to experience.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. And that's sense, I kind of think of will as being kind of attention, attention and action.
Yeah.
Which, now we can say attention and action. So if I want to make something, like let's say a painting, I some people question that right. Um, It's just because they don't really have... I agree.
I was muted, so I don't know it's coming from.
Oh, do you people have like the
Is it better?
Oh, that's much better.
It's better?
It is. And it's true. Do you?
They
I
do.
think so, but having not the ability or thinking you don't have the ability.
I think
Well,
you can be without
okay,
stuff.
I'm going to use a very strange reference, but there's relevance to it. On Legend of Korra, there's this from the Avatar series or franchise, different aligned towards a different element.
Oh.
Once there was a period of time, something happened, blah 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 blah. So some people who were not able to manipulate the element of air became able to manipulate the element of air. So there's this bad guy who begins to manipulate the element of air, and his concept, he's part of this. Really, when it boils down to it, it's it seems like a cartoon version or a version. It's a terrorist group essentially, called the Red Lotus. So he joins the Red Lotus, or he's part of the Red Lotus, and he's causing a ton of anarchy so that way everyone's free. So that way everyone can experience freedom. He, meditates and is constantly trying to let go of his earthly tether, quote unquote, to, ascend, to unlock a different ability or whatever. So, bringing that down to practicality, there are many people who are constantly trying to escape our reality as it is now, whether it be trying to cause harm to other people, so that way as a retaliation for that and the other, or whatever. Spiritually, you have a lot of people who meditate just so that way they can be free. I honestly, in this world, I don't think it is possible to actually obtain that freedom, that bliss, or the concept of bliss, without contract.
Yeah.
Because, even honestly, once again, I don't know because I'm not there. Let's say that I were to elevate myself to that higher dimension. Who's to say that even in that higher dimension, there's not something driving me or pushing me to go even higher? Or some sort of concept that helps me or makes me want to go higher. It's another good example for how this might work. As you guys might, I'm not sure if you guys might know. I joined another group online, actually, ironically, around the same time Dave started this spiritual conversation group. And, I was afraid to lose one, even though I disliked his soul to, oh my God, I hated his existence. But I was afraid to lose him because I knew that through conflict and through tension in the group, we can strive to achieve goals. So it's really a similar concept. No matter how you look at it, I think there has to be something to, I guess, there has to be some rain in order for us to appreciate sunshine, and vice versa. So I hope that answered your question. Or
Yeah.
Even though I have no authority to actually answer it, I can only give my opinion.
Well, my teacher Jim says that, law of attraction, this is what he says. He says, law of attraction doesn't understand just give me the good stuff, As in, it doesn't just attract positive, it attracts negative. It doesn't see either of those. It just brings what you're putting your attention on, what you want to see. You give a little energy to, well, I want this, and I like that, and even though I don't like that, I'm giving it energy, so is coming closer and closer, you know?
Well, why would someone give energy to something they don't like?
Well,
Mute on, mute off.
Okay, I'm going to take off my headphones for a minute because of the feedback. So I'm here, but okay, hold up.
Well, it appears I can't talk without that background noise that you hear to make me talk, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you hear the mute off, mute on shit, but.
Well, I'm going to take off my headphones so I can talk without, my brain getting frustrated or confused. What was it? Darn it, I totally forgot. See, that darn feedback thing filled my thoughts.
Yeah, it did everything. I can't remember what I was going to say either. Now, just because I had a subject I wanted to bring up, I heard a definition the other day for indigo, that indigos are 60s, they were born in the 60s and 70s, and I didn't know that. I mean, it's like most people say they're born in the 80s or 90s, but this guy at Dronis, who's kind of like Bashar, was talking about indigos, and he was saying that we were born with more accelerated DNA, if you want to define that. And he even said that we're still children. We haven't kind of found our place yet.
Oh, yeah, that sounds very much like me. Yeah. A part of me is very child. Yeah.
I thought you were an indigo. I thought you were born in that age, and
yeah, I am.
Bree isn't, right?
Am. And it does sound like me. It's like, yeah. Yeah. And even I think one of the things is psychic told me was that I have much child, and it's so obvious. It's obvious, like in the way I look, and the way I sound, and the way I am.
You know what? I'm going to give you the piece that Adrona said. I'll put it on your Facebook for you.
Yes, please.
Okay, we were talking about law of attraction. All right, I'll tell you what I know about it. It's why it's so hard to create here is just all the negativity. That's why it's hard to create. It always works. It's just you're really trying to get through a lot. So I remember that much about your conversation.
But why do you think we have this fear? I kind of asked myself, like, what happened? Why did I get so scared of awesomeness?
Oh, right. Yeah. People get afraid of their power. It's just like, well, I could manifest 1 million people dying right now. That could be me. I could kill 1 million people. I'm a bad person. So basically, there's the morality part to it. I can't be God. To be God would be wrong. Do you see it?
Why do we have that, though? Is that just one of our faults of this dimension? Why do we have to have fear? As humans, why do we fear even the really great things? That's what we fear the most. The great.
Because we're afraid of change. We're afraid. It's stupid.
I can tell you.
Does want to have changed.
Yeah, I can tell you the story of how negativity was created. It will explain it kind of clearly, or maybe it won't. But there is a story to how negativity was created, and then even, as you said, the fear of our own powers.
Right. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go way back. Whether you believe in a creator or not, a long time ago, the creator created copies of itself, which we are of the creator. We are copies of itself. We are aspects of the creator. We are the creator. So a long time ago, the creator kind of just one day woke up and said, wow, I'm all these things, and I don't even know what I am. Am I a toothbrush? Am I a Uber conference? I mean, what am I? Am I a flower? Am I a spider? What am I? That's how everything got created. The one us was so big, it just couldn't see its own ass. I don't know if I can explain that, but it's just so much that we are all of it, but it just said, well, I can create a toothbrush, and I can create a copy of myself that's a little different, and I can do this, and I can do that, and I'm just going to do that because I can. And that's how angels were created, and Uber, and Google Hangouts, and Earth, and everything else. It's just that's the story. It's really simple, and I don't know if that hones in on it, but that's my understanding of how God operates, or whatever you want to call the one. But the one is us.
Right. And it's really just our ego that doesn't like the bad thing. that sees the bad things as bad.
Correct. It got into a mode of fear and reaction. It wanted to protect us from the bad things, and it doesn't do a very good job of it because it doesn't know it's creating reality, mostly, for most.
What's it? You're saying it's creating reality.
It's an aspect. It's a copy of ourselves. An ego is a program. Just pretend like it's a program on your computer.
Are you referring to the ego?
Yes.
Or are you referring to, okay, just wanted to clarify, because you were losing me for a minute.
There's not just ego, there's rational mind. So there's two aspects to the mental capability. But, usually when you're talking or whatever, the ego is there. It's listening, it's part. But it was an aspect created to be a part of this experience. It was originally created to manage the body. Its job was the body, to take care of the body, the physical body. That was its original job before it became twisted into thinking and into fear and a whole bunch of other things. So that's what I was doing.
Okay. So. I'm not going to say I agree with that.
You don't have to.
But I think we've already, well, yeah, but I'm just saying, because I can't say that I agree with that because we're all three different people, and if everyone's going to listen to that, I think it helps. Listen to this video or this live thingy, it might help to actually distinguish where we stand. That's why I mentioned that.
Okay, no
because,
problem.
And I think we've all had this conversation about the ego thing before, and I like to keep it simple, and I'm just going to say that to me, ego is what identifies me as being me instead of me being all of us. Kind of like, I'm not sure if anyone's seen Guardians of the Galaxy, but there's this tree creature called Groot, and he only says, I am Groot. At one point he says, we are Groot, where he recognizes his groups or comrades.
Group consciousness. Yeah. You said group consciousness? That's what it sounded like to me.
Well, you can consider it that, but I'm just saying, in my perspective, ego is just nothing more than distinguishing me from, this computer in front of myself.
That's just separation. That's just pretending that you're one person, which is another game we play for a group consciousness, and we're really a one.
That's literally one of the definitions for ego.
Go for it.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, neither do I.
That's what it is. Ego is the awareness of separation, but it's the mind. The mind is the one that's aware totally of separation. It's going through the intellect. The heart, mind, and the superconsciousness doesn't think it's separated. It knows it's connected to everything. That's why I think anything that comes from the intellect is from the ego. Yeah. Any fears, all those judgments or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Good, bad.
I agree. I mean, I'm not 100% sure because in our class we've tried to put the ego back into the role of controlling the body, but I don't think we've done it 100%. So I'm not defining ego really. I'm not going to limit it. I'm just going to say it may be operating all the time, every time we're talking or gabbing or we're just spiritual bullshitting, because what we're saying.
Well, no, the mind, that's scientifically proven. The mind doesn't control the body. The subconscious mind does. Your intellect is not telling your heart to beat. It's your subconscious mind has control of all that stuff.
Programming, yeah.
You don't have to. You don't have to think about your heart beating or breathing. Your subconscious mind takes care of that, and that's one of the reasons how I know that the subconscious mind is a lot more powerful.
Sure.
You don't have to talk to your subconscious mind. You don't tell, subconscious mind, make sure I breathe today. You don't have to think about it.
So, we got ego down or no, Bree? Go ahead.
I'm good with ego down, but there was something that you had said that I wanted to comment on. You said something about putting the ego back in control of the body. To me, that just sounds like needing to be careful with your own thought awareness is really what it boils down to.
That's what it sounds like.
It's not for me, because that was what I was taught. That's what the teachers told us straight to our face. So
Okay,
that is
that
not
was
physical angel information, actually. Whether it's true or not doesn't matter. But if you look at it from a pretend you're designing your own human or a doll, and you're like, well, I'm going to create this little aspect here, call it the ego, I'm going to put it in this part of the brain, and it's going to have this function. That's what the angelics told us. So.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys handle that. I'm big on not working in groups.
Okay.
Except the ones I make.
All right, well, I will...
That does not make me a cult leader, I promise.
No, you have absolutely right to believe whatever you want and not listen to any of this. So...
Well, I'm like I said, I tend to be very conservative about acknowledging the... I'm still trying to wrap my head on this. How the hell can planetary angels exist? How the hell does that work? I have 100,000 theories, but
I can tell you that answer too if you want it.
No thanks. I like finding out my answers on my own. I like doing that. It's fun.
Okay, so not for me.
My heart.
Okay, no big deal.
But I want to hear it.
Oh, okay. This is what Bashar says. Bashar says that the angelics were created as a reflection of the Creator. They were like one of the first mirrors created. And I don't think that really explains it very well, but that's just what Bashar says. You can listen to his little...
But isn't that what we are too? We're mirrors.
Correct. Yes, we are. Now, one thing that the angelics... I mean, there is a theory, or I'm going to say that some in New Age say that we are all of the angelics. We are all angels, and that might be correct. We are all angels, whether we remember it or are willing to connect to that energy. But so it's like we're lost angels. We fell to earth. We got dirty with negativity and domination and all this stuff that you see here that you generally probably don't like. That was the stuff we dirtied ourselves with. So what happened was, and I'm just going to give you one more piece about the angels. According to my teacher, Jim, and this sounds good to me, but as we fell into negativity and darkness, which we didn't cover that actual story, but as we fell, the angels went back to the Creator. They said, hey, baby, because sometimes you could think of the Creator as just a gigantic baby, but the angels said to the Creator, they said, look at all these Creator gods. Look at all these lovely people on this lovely planet, but they hate themselves. They don't love themselves. They can't create. They've just totally lost everything that made them a creator in the first place. We would like to help them. We would like to be their tech support. And the Creator said yes. So the angelics became the tech support for us. That's all I know.
But now you talk about the Creator as if it's like a it.
It is us, if that helps. I'm not trying to make it differentiated. I just know that it's its own being and it has its own aspect, just as we all do. Because I tripped on my knee in the 5th grade and I got my leg cut off here and my arm cut off here. So that's my experience. Well, I just know the Creator has its experience.
Yeah, I can get that. You know why? Because I always get this thing in the back of my mind that I've created everything, and that at a certain point, it's just going to prove it to me, and I'm going to be kind of like, wow, that everything was just created by me, my whole life at least, and everyone in it, and how I see it. It was just all me.
It'll come back to that. Yeah, it will. I mean, that's what we're remembering in this shift. We're slowly connecting the dots back to our own truth rather than we're lost angels. We forgot. And the game of forgetting was good. I mean, if you look at it this way, isn't it great that even though we all created the Eiffel Tower or the Statue of Liberty, isn't it great we just get to go look at it with fresh eyes and go, wow, who made that? And then, later on it's like, I made that. Whoops. I forgot.
But why are we and most people just so afraid? Well, not afraid exactly, but like always kind of looking at the outside as if the outsider is going to push upon us rather than we're going to push upon it.
Because we forgot that we were the Creator, and so we believe in these power games. Well, if he has a gun or he has 1,000 soldiers and guns, I better do what he says, or death is not such a good thing, I think, because I'm afraid of death too. I don't even know. Why am I afraid of death? What happens when you die? Where do you go? Do you go to hell, or do you get like a A+ on your card and you go somewhere else? I mean, It's just all those questions about forgetting.
You totally go to Comic-Con. That's what happens.
Yeah, let's go.
So, what is the state of, like, right now, according to somebody else or something, we've made some sort of progress?
Right. We have. Well, I mean, use history. I mean, just look back. What, 100 years ago, 120 tops, it was A-okay to go grab a nigger you didn't like, at least in the South, chain him to the back of your truck, and drag him to your party, your bonfire with your white Klan members.
Hey.
Okay?
I think I heard some growling at the end of that word. I'm a little bit insulted. Just a teeny bit.
Yeah, people hate that word. That's why I sometimes use it. Why can't we just let it go? So it's just another negativity trigger. Because
it's flat out offensive, and
so wait. It's flat out offensive if a white person says it, but if a black person says it, no, it's not offensive at all. It's a $1 million rap song.
Hold up.
Okay, you don't.
Do not judge the entire community or the appearance or the illusion of a well, it's not even really a real community.
I'm not even judging.
Not impress upon me that.
I say we let go of a word that doesn't matter and just let it go, and we stop being triggered.
It does matter. Are you serious?
No, I'm not. I am serious.
Let me go back, and we'll get into something which would be an interesting conversation to have. Okay.
Okay.
I believe that words have power. And words have power through the associations that are associated, the associations with it. For example, that word has a lot of not so pleasant history behind it. That's not positive. I mean, it just isn't. Through your own words, like I said, you can create. So why would you use a negative word in order to create something?
It's not negative, though. That's the point. That word is
negative.
No, it isn't. Everything negative is.
It is an audible representation of a negative concept.
Then you're not where I'm at, because what I'm saying is every piece of negativity, every negative thing you've ever done, every kill that a person has ever done to another person, whatever you want to call is negative, it's all made of love. Every single piece of it. The word.
It is not made of love. That is under the concept. That's believing. Okay. That's okay. You can believe that everything's made of love. That's cool.
Yeah.
I understand that everyone believes different things, but I also believe, this is my belief, and this is why I'm sitting here, and while I don't agree with a lot of what you're saying, and sometimes I feel like you're slamming, my computer's on, but I'm on my phone, so I can't, if I were to slam my computer down and go to my room, it wouldn't matter because my phone would still be on, but if I were to hang up,
okay.
The only thing that's preventing me from doing that is because I seek to find commonality with you.
Yeah.
Without having to insult or to impress or any of that.
Well, it doesn't seem like you're going to find commonality, right? So why don't we pretend I didn't say the word? Because I wasn't really trying to trigger you, and I forgot that, that word kind of applies to you, which it doesn't to me. So it's like you know that energy of, let's say that you go to a tribe in the West and you say some words, you're at a new tribe, but you say, howdy, how are you? And you say that straight to the tribe and they say, kill him, because he just insulted your wife, because it's a miscommunication kind of concept. You know what I mean? It's just like ignorance. It's not even ignorance on the tourist part. He just didn't know, don't say howdy, how are you, because that triggered the chief. His wife's been insulted by those very 3 words that how was the tourist to know,
Well, yeah, I understand that, but I understand. In this case, you should know, because you are almost a decade older than me.
I do know. I know how that word triggers people, and you are triggered, and that's okay.
Well, yeah, I'm triggered only because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about the audience. Okay.
Well, let them be triggered. They are going to be triggered, and they are. I mean, if anybody who's unconscious listens to this, it will piss them off. It's not. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, Bree.
Okay.
So.
Well, anyway, could you give the not as offensive version of what you were going to say about how
History.
people
Let's
used
go back
to-
to history. Okay, 400 years
Okay.
ago, if you if you said the world was round, you were freaking crazy. I mean, that's just mad. That's really the mentality. So if you look at our history, and this is what I'm talking about, even the stuff written in the books, all you will see is we have been improving ourselves. We have made women's rights and equal rights sort of for the Equal Rights Act. We've sort of moved that. We've kept moving the energy better and better. And now with the Ferguson thing, we're moving it even to a better place. So we are correcting all these negativities that we've had. That's why this is such a shifted time. We have moved step by step. We have upgraded our consciousness. We have returned closer to the creator that we all are. So.
Do you think we're moving a little bit backwards in some areas?
No. We need drama. We need to shoot down
I
planes.
think so.
We need some kid to get killed so that we can start the drama of Ferguson. We need these events. The mass unconsciousness.
Well, no, I'm not talking about Ferguson. In different ways, like less human contact and all kinds of things. Do you think that we have regressed in some other way?
No, we haven't. We've stopped listening to our hearts. That was pretty much, and definitely the last 200 years we got so much in this intellect and hey, let's make a new smartphone because I need to buy one so I can be cool because a smartphone will make my life all better so I can ignore all my issues. We've been doing that forever, right? With alcohol and drugs and whatever. That's a really old pattern, isn't it? So I need to buy a new smartphone, by the way.
I'm going to put mute on for 2 minutes and get the beep on my phone on mute.
Okay.
I was going to address
Go ahead.
Maria's question.
All right, I'll mute myself too.
The feedback. The feedback.
Mute on.
I guess a moment of silence to actually think. Oh yeah. I don't exactly entirely know what you guys mean when you say shift in consciousness, or I was touching on it a little bit when I was talking with Dave about the whole language thing, and a group not applying the concept or concepts in the media to actual individual geeks who are further outside of the community. But with that similar concept, specifically, for example, hypothetically, all that I know about the Hispanic community, quote unquote, is probably through the internet, the textbook, or TV. But it may or may not actually accurately reflect reality.
Oh, I'm back. I could probably say something like that because I live in a Hispanic neighborhood, which is not typical of maybe what, I don't know what you know, but like everyone around is very low crime. Everyone's like really chill about everything. Yeah.
Which you wouldn't assume would be the case based upon what may be written in textbooks and the like. So I personally would put, and maybe that's kind of why I'm in the little time loop that I am now. I personally would put very little emphasis and credibility in any textbook, anything that says we are moving in the right direction, because it's kind of like, you're calling a cat a dog, even though it's clearly a cat. Dorian is shaking his head. I think he's trying to give me the signal that I am not making myself clear. If you're trying to gauge whether or not we are moving in a positive direction, whether or not we are getting better in society, my point is you're not going to actually find it in a textbook. You're probably going to have to actually experience it, rather than just say, we are raising to a higher consciousness, we are such and such and such and such, because of what the TV or whatever says is probably the most inaccurate, probably not reliable method of gauging one's acceleration or one's consciousness. is what I'm trying to say.
I think I can kind of agree. I think that we are evolving, but I think it's more like a zigzag. I think that there are other areas that suffer, but ultimately we are evolving and getting better. But there are certain things that are getting worse. But that's just the way it is. That's the nature of the way things evolve in this dimension. I don't think it's like one straight line up.
Kind of like the scales of justice, so to speak, where like
Right.
you know
Yeah.
we're constantly trying to get and find an equilibrium, but we're constantly screwing up and going back and forth instead of
Right. It's like a spiral or something. It's not straight up. I mean, there are things that suffer.
right.
And who knows, like all this evolution and things that Dave says we're pointing to our freedom, but there are other people, I don't really believe this, I'm just throwing this in there, is that they're saying that this is working up towards martial law, that all this protesting, it could end up that we degress and it happens that we get martial law instead of freedom. I don't believe that that's going to happen, but that is a threat, it's a looming threat that could be real.
I actually look forward to seeing how this resolves itself because, you know, this is not the first, you know, and like I said, I've been out of the loop. Honestly, I didn't find out about the Ferguson stuff until maybe last week or so. I've literally been in the loop. I don't watch television. I don't watch the news. I am very happy. That's kind of when I'm mentioning the back, you know, the things with extremes. When I lived with my parents, they always watched the news. They'd always have the same concept, talk about politics and race and all that other stuff. I just don't do it here. I enjoy speaking quiet. But at the same time, when I first heard of the Ferguson seeing Ferguson issues and, you know, reading up on what's actually going on, backlashes, and like I really look forward to seeing what changes are going to be enacted because of it. If there's anything to occur. If nothing occurs, I'd be completely concerned, because that would look like not only are our politicians immersed, but our people, you know, as in people as in our countrymen, our neighbors, are immersed. We are lazy as fuck and nothing happens. Nothing changes after this. So I'm more so waiting for the end. I don't think martial law will be enacted, though.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but that is a looming possible reality. But I think that won't happen unless
nothing changes.
less
Really?
likely to. Sorry.
Oh, I mean, nothing changes. That's what you said, right?
No, we're just talking about Ferguson. I say if nothing changes, that shows just how lazy we all are as citizens in actually causing change. Because with the amount of chaos and disruption going on up in upstate, there should be something.
I think it's already changing. I mean, look at our black president sent a black attorney general, and he seems to give a shit. So that's a change right there. When did that last happen? It hasn't ever happened before. 60s?
I think it's going to change because also people have gotten even smart enough to the point where they know that some of this could be propaganda. There's a lot of propaganda right now of people just getting angry, just pure getting angry instead of becoming smart about it. Like, you can't just get mad about something, and you certainly can't fight aggression with aggression. I was having this talk with someone, and the police, you can't treat the police or expect common sense out of the police or military because they're trained differently. They're trained like a killer dog. You know, they don't think the same way. You know, to them, they're taught to see any kind of action as a possible threat to kill and stuff like that. So, but I think that there are some shades to the Ferguson where it's like it's a rousing of the people to get.
Hello.
Hello, I'm here.
She dropped.
Oh, I was really hoping to hear what you were going to say. Sure.
Maybe the drama took her out of the moment.
It wasn't drama. We were just talking. I think
Oh, it's drama. I know drama, but it's no big deal. I'm gonna resend her a group chat thing, and I'll post it on Facebook. I haven't. Oh, I did, didn't I?
I'm not on Facebook. I'm really not paying attention, to be entirely honest with you.
You don't gotta pay attention.
But
not a rule. Don't have to.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways,
Michael wants to come in, but I guess he wants to be called.
I'm going to post. It's the number to
I heard a ding, but I don't know. Oh, okay, that's you. You're trying to get Abel in here?
What?
You're trying to get Abel in our group again?
Well, he stopped by and he asked what that number was, and I said that it's the number to the conference.
Yeah.
I just answered the question.
No, it's no big deal. It's just weird. It's like he asked. It's just kind of weird. Oh yeah, is that my phone number? I'll answer it.
Anyway.
Yeah. Theoretically, we should have entered this a while ago, but I just let it go on anyway, because, well, why not? But you really think a lot about the people listening to this, more than I do.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things I was taught to. Keep in mind, all of us that work in a writing center, it actually means a lot about keeping in mind who my audience is, because I have to learn about rhetoric and...
True.
Even though it's minute, but yeah.
I would say now we're first off, there is no audience because it's really busy, probably because it's Saturday night. Because I don't think we've even had one viewer, and nobody wants to come in. So it's not like we really have a market at the moment. So if you're thinking
immediately after you close this out, it publishes to YouTube.
No, it doesn't.
That's why
it actually doesn't.
It doesn't?
No, because basically the YouTube servers have to turn the whole thing into a video, and they take up to 12 hours to do it. So it live streams it. Right now, it really is a real video on YouTube, but the second I end the call, YouTube will pull the video and turn it in for processing.
Well, maybe it's because my video was pretty small, but from my experience, it published on YouTube almost immediately after.
Correct. In a 3-minute video, definitely. But I recorded.
It was about 10 minutes or so. But but then again, this would take forever. But even so, I feel it doesn't hurt to think about the audience, because if you don't think about the audience, like, what's the purpose of this talk? If it's only for our own benefit, and there's no point in even having a live, because all have to do the conference call and you just have a powwow session every, once a week. But if other people are supposed to get something out of it, we're going to have to bring it down a couple of notches and then build it up.
Okay. Well, yeah, and tonight was really a bad test, because honestly, a whole bunch of what you said didn't even get recorded to the video. It's like there's going to be video with at least blank audio here and there. So because I did not understand how the muting worked, and I finally figured out that we had recorded no audio for parts of the video. So just a heads up.
Well, it happens.
Right. I mean, I don't really like my naked body on the internet, so we probably have to delete this video accidentally. So.
Yeah, I don't think you have ever seen your boobs, dude.
Yeah, well.
Go around not wearing a bra.
Yeah, that was an accident, but we'll probably just leave the video there. But I'm just telling you, even if this is a video, it is not a well orchestrated video, which is what I was going for. It is a really chaotic, people learning the system video. So, I don't...
why not have... can I recommend something?
Go ahead.
I would recommend posting in that spiritual group topics that you want to talk about, or ask everyone what they want to talk about. and then make a little agenda on it. Just so that way we can all keep organized.
Yeah.
Like maybe, this is just from what I experienced with that asshole who was in my group on a totally different subject, who wanted to talk forever and ever and ever, but didn't want to give anyone a chance to say anything. I think that's the problem here. But he went on and on and on like the Energizer Bunny. I wanted to kick his ass.
Yeah, you know what I think this needs is they need an app that says, okay, you're allotted 3 minutes and Maria's allotted 3 minutes, and if we just could do that, we could probably have a much more functional conversation because we all kind of got our mode, or we don't have to call it the ego, but we just kind of want to ramble and we all want to get off our points. But if we could narrow it down to, okay, you get time here and I get time here, we could actually maybe help everybody get what they want to say, and they could start going, okay, I see my counter, and I'm going to wind this down and create an ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that if you created a mini agenda anyway, that would actually help. Because
I have been trying to do my best to learn how to let everybody have their say, but you know, that's how I end up quiet in the background a lot because I will let you guys just gab on your own, that kind of thing. So.
Well, you can. It's not a matter of control, but I'm saying either way, it's not control. It's organizing.
Yeah.
Just shoot a question in the group and say, hey, what y'all want to talk about next time, and then make an agenda based on it, and say such and such recommended this. I'm going to give them the floor, and they have it. Discussion is nice, but you know, I clearly have different beliefs than you guys, so how I approach and talk about things is going to be different, and it's going to be interpreted differently by the audience and to you guys. So it kind of.
If you need to differentiate yourself, fine. But I mean, if this is like a TV show like The View, don't they eventually know what Sally O'Donnell or whoever was on there was going to say eventually? It's kind of like, oh, her character isn't going to agree with that. No way. It's just kind of like you do kind of learn. People do kind of learn your personalities enough that they listen too. So, and by the way, if I didn't tell you, Maria said that her phone died. I don't know if I said that.
No.
So I was talking to her on Facebook.
Tell her that.
Okay.
So I said, no. With a lot of O's.
You can just post on Mystic too. So she wants us to call her. Okay, so that means we should just end the hangout because we could bring in Michael or we could bring in Maria. So.
All right, I'm on the conference. Oh.
Okay, awesome. Well, I will start a new hangout and I will invite you, but join when you're ready. So, okay.
Now, hold up. Are we doing a hangout or a conference call?
I'm doing a new hangout because even if I stop this one, I don't even think I can make a call to Maria because she wants us to call her, and I can't do that without a normal hangout. So it's basically a conference call. If you want to show video, show video. If not, because Maria won't be able to, but that's how we have to get back together if we want to get the band back together or whatever. So.
Okay, cool deal.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to.
Okay. All right. I'll see you later. Bye to video listeners.
Bye.
Okay.